LeBron.
Oh, boy.
That thing was in the air so long, it should have had a movie on it. That was incredible.
You know why LeBron James has never been bothered by all the GOAT debate? That's because he's too happy to even be compared to Michael Jordan. This is the same reason why King James never gets offended whenever someone would point out that he seems to be imitating MJ. Well, he'd rather use the word emulate, but yeah, LeBron himself admitted that he wanted to be like Jordan so much, he copied almost everything Mike did. So today, let's take a look at all the things LBJ has copied from MJ. But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. First, we have the chalk toss. Well, nowadays, NBA fans who have the opportunity to watch the games live would have their phones ready to capture LeBron James's iconic pregame ritual, which is tossing chalk or talcum powder up into the air. Players, especially with those sweaty palms, are given chalk or powder to rub their hands with so they can have a better grip on the ball. Otherwise, it'll just slip out of their hands without anyone trying to steal it. But what younger NBA fans don't know is that this pregame ritual was not invented by James. It started with Michael Jordan's quest to annoy former NBA All-Star Red Kerr, who was also the very first coach the Bulls had. By the time Jordan was drafted, though, Kerr had already moved on to become a Bulls broadcaster. So after player introductions, Jordan would walk past Kerr and would clap his powder-filled hands right in his face, just for the heck of it. Throughout the years, Kerr and any audience member who sat near him at games would think of creative ways to dodge the chalk attack. They would sometimes wear oxygen masks, open up umbrellas, or even wear raincoats as protection. MJ might have done it to annoy Kerr, but the tradition kinda stuck. By the time he retired, he had done the chalk clap over 1,000 times. While LeBron's version has a lot more snazz, is designed to get more attention, it surely had its roots to Jordan's ritual. Next is the jersey number 23. Growing up idolizing Michael Jordan, James picked the jersey number 23 back when he was in high school. He used the number for the first 6 years of his career, until he moved on to the Miami Heat, and he had to pick a different number because the team had retired number 23. Yep, MJ was so legendary that his jersey number was retired by not just his team, but by Miami also, despite the fact he had never suited up for the Heat. So LeBron had to settle with jersey number 6 for his stint with Miami. He had the chance to use number 23 again when he moved back to Cleveland, though. This is where things, though, got kind of weird. See, James kind of started this informal petition that nobody in the NBA should wear number 23 after he couldn't use the number with Miami. Back then, he said everyone should just retire the number in recognition of Jordan's legacy. James never gave an explanation why he went back to using the number when he became a Cavalier again, but ESPN took it upon themselves to ask Michael Jordan if he was okay with LeBron using the number. Ever the cool one, MJ said he's cool with it since he doesn't own a number. Incidentally, even the fact that LeBron used a different number before returning to 23 happened to MJ also. When Mike's father died, he wanted to start fresh, knowing that his father was no longer around to watch him play. He went back to his high school jersey number, which was 45, but he didn't play so well with it. He reverted and wore number 23 until he retired. Next are the fadeaways. Fadeaways or fallaways are almost impossible to guard, so why aren't all NBA players attempting them? Well, for starters, it's because not everyone can do it. It takes a lot of practice to become effective at the fadeaway, but boy, did Michael Jordan make it look easy. His percentages didn't dip even in games when he attempted more fadeaways than regular jumpers, and naturally, LeBron wanted to learn how to do it too. Because of his commitment to become everything that Michael Jordan was, LeBron eventually got so good at sinking fadeaways that he shot 6 in the fourth quarter of the Cavs Game 2 against the Raptors in 2018. Some sports analysts began saying even MJ didn't fade away so smoothly in his time. And although the likes of Skip Bayless would disagree, LeBron did make that two-legged fadeaway his own. Still, LBJ doesn't think he's the best player at the tricky shot. In fact, in an interview, he gave props to Dirk Nowitzki, saying his unique one-legged fadeaway was the second most unstoppable move in the NBA, next only to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's skyhook. Next are leg sleeves folded down. Even MJ's fashion sense wasn't spared from LeBron's almost unreal idolatry of him. It's very rare to see LeBron play without his trademark leg sleeves that are folded down so you could see the red part, but even this he got from watching Michael Jordan. It may seem trivial to others, but these little details are precious to athletes. Ask anyone who always plays with a certain item on them, like a specific headband or arm sleeve, and they will tell you that they can never play the same without wearing that item. So in choosing to emulate even MJ's on-court fashion, you get the sense of just how much LeBron looked up to the guy. But James is no mere fan of someone great. In fact, he is now breeding his own band of copycats who want nothing more in life but to be like him. A LeBron James fan recently paid tribute to the king. Instead of wearing his iconic leg sleeves folded down, this guy got a full leg tattoo showing various highlights of James's career. From ankle to thigh, this fan's leg is now wrapped with images of James of the Cavs, Heat, and the Lakers. There's an image of James holding the championship trophy, another one where he's dunking on Jason Terry, and another depicting James competing with Kobe Bryant. Next we have baggy shorts. Even when he didn't have to, LeBron James wore some baggy shorts over another pair of tighter ones. This interesting choice of attire was first popularized by Michael Jordan. As can be seen in old footage of basketball games, players used to wear short shorts, kind of like the ones worn by volleyball players nowadays. But when Jordan first came to the NBA, he still wasn't quite over his time playing at the University of North Carolina, so he wanted to wear his college shorts underneath the Bulls uniform. Problem was, they used to make those shorts so short and so tight, couldn't actually wear another pair of shorts underneath without feeling uncomfortable. So Mike requested for longer baggy shorts, and team officials were in no position to disagree. It didn't take long before the trend caught on, since everybody practically wanted to be like MJ. Nowadays, all NBA teams have adopted baggy shorts, but only a handful of players would actually wear another pair underneath as some sort of underpants. Well, that's just James, because he's bent on becoming Mike. Next, we have red shoes and white socks. Another thing that NBA players are particular with is their shoes and socks ensemble. Loyal fans of the game can be presented with just photographs of players' shoes and socks. They can easily identify the person attached to those feet. For instance, when you see immaculate white socks with immaculate white shoes that have just the slightest tinge of color, usually blue, it's got to be Stephen Curry. Baby blue shoes and black and white socks can only be D'Angelo Russell. But when you see red shoes and white socks, it can only be one of two people, MJ or LeBron. Then you have the wristband and forearm. The fact that it is called a wristband is indication enough for most players that this piece of clothing should be worn around the wrists. But Michael Jordan never played by any rules other than his own. LeBron James thought it would be a good idea to copy this one too, but what a lot of people don't know is there's actually a very sweet and touching love story to MJ's forearm wristband. Apparently, when he was playing college ball, his teammate and roommate, Buzz Peterson, injured his knee, and of course he had to wear a brace for months as it healed. In silent solidarity, Jordan started wearing a wristband around his forearm and elbow area to resemble the brace Peterson wore in school. Well, this begs the question, is it really proper for LeBron James to simply copy off some of the things that made MJ special? Well, in James's defense, there are some things he didn't copy, like Jordan's nose ring or his bald head, although LeBron says he's just saving that for retirement. Next, we have cigars. Jordan could always go for a Cuban or two. Actually, an interview with GQ revealed that his running average was actually 6 cigars a day. Mind you, these are not cigarettes where you can easily smoke a pack a day. These were huge cigars that regular people can't even finish one of. The habit apparently formed when traffic got so bad at Chicago it would take the team over an hour to drive to the arena for home games. To pass the time and calm his nerves, Jordan would light one cigar along the way. His love for cigars was something that LeBron James adapted. Although he wouldn't smoke them in interviews just like Jordan did, he would always flex his Cubans on Instagram and Twitter. And last but not least, we have Space Jam. Almost every other item in this list can be brushed off by LBJ's fanboys as nothing more than coincidence, but not this one. The first and original Space Jam, which came out in 1996, was a cultural reset. I mean, Michael Jordan teaming up with Bugs Bunny and the rest of the Looney Tunes gang to defeat evil basketball aliens is the wildest concept of the century. Now, James is having his own movie, and it's entitled Space Jam: a new legacy. The foundations of the original Space Jam movie are expected to remain, so Bugs and the gang would still be there. But the storyline will be tweaked a bit to better fit modern times. Some people believe this is the one thing that should remain MJ's and his alone, while others don't mind a new Space Jam movie for a younger fan of the game. So what do you think? There you have it, all the times LBJ has copied MJ. Let me know what you think in the comments. And of course, I need to ask the age-old question, who do you think is better? Thanks for watching the video.